He admitted the alcohol violation, begged to keep his job, and promised to change. But Judge Simpson saw a dangerous pattern that ended with his bond revoked.
Pastor Cults for the people.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Atkins. Mr. Atkins, state your name for the record, please.
Michael Atkins.
Your Honor, regarding the pretrial, I suppose I asked for an adjournment. We're still in negotiations, and then there's a bond issue we should address as well.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Atkins had some missed tests and saw a positive test for alcohol. Regarding the missed tests, we have been in touch with the place that he's been testing at in Flint. It seems like there's a little bit of delay in getting those results here. For example, that there was a test on the 31st that when we were here on the 5th was said it was missed. He did test on the 31st. That result is now on that report that was sent by Community Corrections. So we're trying to work out
the alcohol.
Yes. So we're trying to work out the kinks on the delay on getting the test to Community Corrections. So that's the first piece. The second piece is the positive alcohol test. I've had multiple conversations with Mr. Atkins regarding the positive alcohol. I think today he would like to admit to the violation with a bit of an explanation. He is, I think Mr. Atkins' road to sobriety is a pretty long and interesting one. He was addicted to opiates. As of last year, he relapsed, but before that, he was clean for about 3 years. He was completed inpatient treatment. He was working as a counselor at a sober living house here in Ann Arbor. He was a sponsor. He had worked through the steps multiple times. So he's very familiar with substance abuse addiction and the struggles and journey that can take a person on. He obviously admitted that they relapsed last year. Again, he struggles with opiates, and he's been clean from opiates now for over a year. Is getting back into that sobriety journey. He is going to AA weekly, and has moved from Ann Arbor, where his primary, problem was, to Flint, so he can. He's living with his brother, who's also 9 or 8 years sober, and re-enter that sober living lifestyle. So, Mr. Atkins again admits to the violation. At the last court date, the court ordered for him to come here to test in person. He did. The court ordered also for him to come in person today. He explained to me that his mom drove from Saginaw to Flint to pick him up and drop him off here. He's not trying to run from anything. He wants to take accountability for his actions, and I think he's doing that by admitting and trying to work through all of this. So I don't know if you want to say anything in addition to that, Mr. Atkins.
Your Honor, I take full responsibility of the positive alcohol test. I go to NA and AA meetings weekly in Flint. And I just want to not lose my job from incarceration, so I can continue to, pay for what I need to pay for, and so on and so forth.
He's willing to step up.
But has he taken the test? I mean, I got missed test and unable.
So
I don't have him testing.
There was an unable, I can't remember the dates off the top of my head.
November 12th.
Last week, he said he did go in the 13th and test to make up for that 12th. He did show me a PDF of those results, which were negative. It says on them that the sample was taken the 13th and it was received by the testing facility. The results were received by the testing facility on the 17th. And so he did test on that date. He did test on the 17th.
You're saying he did?
He did. I think here in community, maybe the difference is here, the results are done immediately at community corrections, from my understanding. It seems like at this testing location in Flint, they are sending the tests out. And that's how we get the sample taken on the 13th and the result coming in on the 17th. And that's delaying those results getting to community corrections, which is delaying the results getting to us. So I think that's part of the issue of the delayed or the mistests that are reflected on our reports. But then, like I said, there was one that said he was missed on the 31st, and now we'd have a result for that test. So it shows that he did test, although it is a positive test.
Shelters.
Yeah, based on the report, I trust defense counsel representations, of course, but based on the report that's before me that I'm looking at, in 1 month, we've had one compliant test, which was November the 7th, which was a test that the defendant had 2 days of notice for. The court recalls on November the 5th when we were here, the court ordered him to test by Friday. So he had 2 days to go to that test. I believe the science, and what we're seeing here is pattern of alcohol use and refusals or missed tests. If the court recalls the time of arraignment, I let the court know that this was an OWI second offense. The prior is from 2019, which is not that long ago. And the defendant was found passed out behind the wheel of his vehicle, had to have 2 doses of Narcan to even come around at all, and was discovered to have 47 nanograms of cocaine in his blood. I'm extremely concerned for public safety. I think it's great that he's moved in with his brother, but clearly that's not working because he's been residing there since the pendency of this case, if I recall correctly, and we're having these tests that are showing ETG. We had 1 for THC, and we're seeing non-compliance. The concern with the people at this time is public safety. And I'd ask the court at this moment, remand him for the bond violation. If the court is inclined to release them, I would request a scram tether, as well as the continued intensive supervision for drugs. That's also an issue here.
Anything else?
Anything else from you?
No, ma'am.
So here's part of the problem as I'm seeing it. And yes, I'm concerned about public safety, but I'm also concerned about this defendant. The thing is, you know what it takes to get yourself sober. And I'll just put it in a colloquial sense that what you're doing right now is you're just half-stepping. And you know that. You know that you are not doing what it takes to get yourself there. And that's why things are coming out and working this way for you. You got to make up your mind, young man. If you want to do it, you know how to do it. You've done it. You just have to do it. This half process for you is not going to work. And you got to figure that out. But if you think that what I'm going to do while you're in the process of trying to figure that out is allow you to be out there, be in a position where you decide to get behind the wheel because you're doing whatever and then end up killing somebody, that's not going to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjourn this to December 3rd, 2025, 9 a.m. He figure out in that time what he wants to do, but at this time, his bond is revoked, defendant remanded.
People.
Edward Lucas for Jacqueline Murray, who is approaching.
Jacqueline Murray?
I knew that.
I know.
Okay.
This case has been around for a little bit. There's been a lot of moving parts, and I don't think we've gotten to a resolution yet. So I've been asking for an adjournment Short of that, I'd just be asking for a final settlement conference.
Well, why don't I set it for a final settlement conference? And like a lot of adjournments.
Okay,
Does that work?
Courtroom.
Sure. Apparently that's a no. I'll give the adjournment rather than setting for final settlement conference. Young lady, do me a favor. You've been up here before me, what, a gazillion times? That's a number. You've been here, right? Of what I know of all of your cases, listen to your attorney and go in that direction. That's going to be the best for you. I'm just going to tell you that. I mean,
Okay.
you can make up your own mind, but I think you're trying to do stuff that's just going to be disastrous for you. Keep going down the route that you're going down. You hear me? Okay.
Thank you.
The way you've been living your life, when you don't have people to kind of help you choose, it hasn't worked out too well.
I understand completely.
Right?
Yeah.
Because that's why you're before me in green right now. So maybe listen to somebody else, do something. It may sound like hard work, but in the long run, it's going to be the best for you. And I wouldn't say that if I didn't think that's true. All right. I'll adjourn this out to December 17th, 2025.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And I'm getting sick and tired of seeing you. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I just had to throw that in there.